What's up, Gem Crew? Gemini Johnny back again with another members-only compilation of creepy TikToks to make you question everything. If you're not a member and you're watching this, it must be during the premiere, so congrats, you gamed the system, but I appreciate you watching anyway. If you're not watching during the premiere, then you must be a member, so thank you, and I appreciate your support. If you have any members-only content ideas you'd like to see in the future, let me know in the comments. You guys know all the things. Drop a like, leave a comment, let me know which video you liked. Subscribe, of course. I don't know why I'm doing the hand thing. But yeah, all the YouTube stuff, you guys know what to do. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
Maria Flores had posted the following video and states that the footage isn't hers, but rather someone else's. According to her, someone had sent her the video with very little information. Now the video itself is pretty creepy. The person who sent it states that their sister-in-law was recording a video at a carnival in Africa. However, something very strange was caught on camera by the sister-in-law who shot this. It wasn't until later that she noticed what she had caught. Pay very close attention to this one, or you'll miss it.
Yeah, I'm missing it. Looks a lot creepier in that one.
In the background, among the crowd, a faint image of what appears to be an apparition is caught on camera. As you can imagine, the sister-in-law who shot this must have been left disturbed upon seeing this. But if there's one thing she's sure of, it's that this video still keeps her up at night.
Nobody saw Ghost Fabio in the crowd? Oh no.
This screen grab posted on the Meme Droid website by Trollcom1 seems to have captured an especially eerie and inexplicable supernatural reflection. While some creepy photos have clear or at least plausible explanations that dismiss any idea of paranormal activity, it seems that even skeptics might have a hard time debunking this one. The photo appears to have been originally posted so the uploader could show off a quilt that she's just made. The girl is seen posing on her bed with the quilt pulled up to her chin. She looks directly at the camera, but she's not the only one to do so. If you take a look at the mirror behind her, you can see that her reflection also appears to be staring at the camera.
Don't like it.
However, this might not be the case at all. It seems that the girl in the mirror might actually be someone else. At least one keen-eyed viewer thinks he's spotted some very slight differences in the position of the quilt and the girl's face. While a clever Photoshop job might explain the mystery of this photo, there are no indications that it's been edited in any way. Could there really be something supernatural responsible for this bizarre image? Unfortunately, there's very little information available, which makes it difficult to comment any further. That said, this is certainly a very creepy photo, and without a good explanation, viewers may never know the true identity of the mysterious girl in the mirror.
That's weird. And I don't know. I mean, unless you guys recognize that person, I don't think they went on to do a bunch with that picture going viral or like do something with that virality. So I don't know. It reminds me just that chain of thinking, like if someone were to be faking that and why they would do it. It reminds me, you guys are going to hate me because I can't remember the podcast, but I remember listening to a podcast and the guest that was on was someone, I don't even know how to describe them. They just tried to make viral online moments anonymously. And that was their whole thing. They didn't want any fame for it. They went on the podcast anonymously, like under a pseudonym. And this person just wanted to make viral moments for whatever reason. And I don't remember them giving any kind of explanation. They more have just talked about like how they did the viral. Like, if you remember Pizza Rat, it was a thing, and it was like a subway rat carrying a pizza through like a New York subway, and it went viral. It was a video that went viral, I don't know, probably 2012, 2014 maybe.
Live your best life. What is that, buddy? You gotta get that shit.
And I remembered it going viral and it kind of being a thing. And I was just, saw it in passing. I was like, that's weird. Pizza rat. Just a rat that found himself some dinner and breakfast and lunch for tomorrow. But then listening to whatever this podcast was, man, that sucks. It's bothering me that I can't find it. So I know it's going to bother you guys. But they made viral rat, or they made viral rat. They made pizza rat. They did pizza rat. They set that up and they explained how they trained the rat to carry the pizza. And to be fair, now that I'm thinking about it, they could have been completely lying and just claiming a viral moment. But they wanted to stay anonymous so that they could keep doing viral moments and not be called out for it, for making viral moments. But it's weird to me that people exist like that in the world, that they want to make a spectacle. They want to make an internet spectacle, but they want nothing from it. Why? All right, that's my tangent. What the hell?
Have you ever heard of America's first serial killer? Herman Webster moved to Chicago in 1885 and actually ironically changed his name to H.H. Holmes after, you guessed it, Sherlock Holmes, the detective. Holmes had quite a bit of medical knowledge, so he opened up a pharmacy near Jackson Park, which actually became the spot of the World's Fair, where he ended up finding a majority of his victims. Holmes purchased an empty lot and turned it into what is known as the Murder Castle. Holmes created this so-called castle with booby traps and a complete labyrinth that made it almost impossible for any of his victims to ever escape. This murder castle had soundproof rooms, booby traps, and trap doors that would even drop you unsuspectedly down into the basement. And once you made it into the basement, you never made it back out. Inside the basement was acid vats, quicklime, and a crematorium for him to easily and quickly dispose of any of the bodies. But Holmes finally made a mistake when he murdered his assistant and his few children, but the police actually ended up finding the body of one of these children, leading to Holmes' arrest. Once arrested, Holmes claimed to have murdered over 200 people over the span of just a few years inside this murder castle. He even went on to write a book about himself, and in it he wrote, "I cannot help that I am a murderer no more than a poet can help the inspiration to sing." Finally, Holmes was hanged for his crimes in 1896.
Flicker this light if there's someone here. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Can you do it again? Oh my god. One more time. Can you flick it one more time? Oh my god, I'm gonna move it, I swear to god. For those of you who don't know, this is the light switch. It makes a clicking noise. Or there's this one. I'm not faking this.
It also wasn't fully going on and off. It was kind of dimming. So I half expected her to go show a dimmer switch. And I was like, maybe she's faking it. But in fact, it's just a regular switch. Kind of weird. I don't know. Could also, of course there could be a normal explanation for it. It could be a faulty wiring or, any number of things. Electricity's weird, man.
Remember that biotech guy that reversed his age? But Brian Johnson is a 45-year-old biotech CEO who's spending $2 million a year to be 18 again. He says he has the heart of a 39-year-old and the lungs of an 18-year-old, and the skin of a CPR dummy. Well, now it's come out that he's using his 17-year-old son's plasma, and then in turn donating some of his own plasma to his 70-year-old father. They had this insane photo shoot to celebrate it, but Brian is hoping that the plasma of a younger man will help him not age. And maybe you're like me, and you're like, what doctor would even do that for you? Well, there's a med spa in Texas where they're doing this. Here you can see that they have a procedure called Young Plasma where they collect plasma from 18 to 25-year-olds and inject it into older people. And then here's a list of all of the benefits that they, I imagine, made up. His big thing is that through tech and science, we don't have to age as human beings, but at what cost?
I mean, it sounds like about $2 million a year. I don't buy into the, all the celebrities and politicians are harvesting adrenochrome and all that. But then you see stuff like that and you're like, still don't buy into it. At least not all of them. This isn't a conspiracy episode.
Ambil boneka nih di sini nih. Nah, kayak gini, Cok. Nah.
The hell? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Oh. She changed quick.
This is the true story of a mummy found on a ghost ship. Two fishermen off the coast in the Philippines noticed something very, very strange. They came across a yacht that was half submerged in water and quickly ran over to check what was going on. But as they got there, they had no idea that it was about to get even stranger. The body of a mummified man was slumped over a desk as though he was about to make a mayday call. Manfred was a German explorer who was last seen off the coast of Spain in 2009. When they found his body, they assumed he must have been dead for years. Authorities quickly came in to investigate to try to determine the cause of death. They found that no foul play had occurred, and he'd actually died, unfortunately, of a heart attack. But it still gets freakier from there. His body was perfectly mummified, so even though they assumed he must have been dead for at least the 7 years that he was drifting off at sea, he'd only been dead for 7 days. It was the hot weather, intense winds, and salty air that actually mummified his body so quickly. He was found with photos of him and his wife, as well as a note to his wife. And the note in itself was also pretty creepy. The note read, 30 years we've been together on the same path. Then, the power of the demons was stronger than the will to live. You are gone, may your soul find its peace. You are Manfred. As far as we know, those very well may have been Manfred's last words. They recovered the mummified body, but so far, nobody has come to claim it. So, authorities are left baffled, astounded, and without very many more answers from there. But this story might definitely make you rethink sailing out into the ocean on your own.
Yeah, I wasn't considering that in the first place, at all, ever. Sailing alone, bro? Yeah, I was tripping. But yeah, that is a really weird story. I've heard it before. I didn't know that nobody had, like, I thought they knew his identity and he had been laid to rest with the people. I didn't know nobody had claimed his body or anything. It's really sad. I forget what the term is, but there's a word for, like, when you ponder on, like, for me, it's airplanes. Every time I see an airplane, I think about how there's whatever 200, 300 people on that plane that are going about their lives and going wherever they're going to do whatever they're going to do. While I'm standing in line for a hot dog or whatever. I don't stand in line for hot dogs, but and then sometimes I'm in that plane. And then when I'm in that plane, I wonder if anybody's looking up at the plane right now thinking, yeah, there's a bunch of people in that plane going somewhere and doing whatever they're going to do. But there's a phrase for that when you like ponder or you think about how everyone else is living their individual lives. And I can't think of it right now. I don't feel like Googling it. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what to do. Skinwalker coming out of his cave. That horror music is awful. Getting pretty sick of it. Because it's on like every third scary TikTok. So, but alternative view, maybe that was just somebody up in the cave. Why has it got to be a skinwalker? And I know we should use a different term. That's not the term we should call them because you know, I get it. But until we have another term for skinwalkers, I don't know what to call them. So those shapeshifter things. Oh my god. Why did that scare me so bad? Nope. If you don't kick that damn baby, it's a ghost. Don't get mad at me for saying to kick the baby. It's a ghost baby. It's a little demon. Jesus would kick that baby. Oh! I'm just kidding. Don't go around kicking babies. Those are just jokes. But also, if you have a little demon baby in your home, I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Time to go. The subtitles said woo woo woo. Jump scare. Hey, Nightmare Fuel. Shout out to Nightmare Fuel. We used to see their stuff all the time on my channel. I haven't seen their stuff in forever. I don't know where they've been. I might do a Nightmare Fuel video because they got a bunch of good stuff. Just go scroll through their TikTok for a little while. Maybe I'll do that someday. Hey, do me a favor. Drop a like real quick. I know you forgot. I always do when I'm watching videos. But it helps the algorithm and all that stuff. So I appreciate it. Thanks. We'll get back to the video now.
I think about this true crime case every year around the holidays. On Christmas Eve 1945, the Sauter family house burned down in West Virginia, and only 4 of the 9 children home that night made it out. The cops told the parents that all 5 children must have died in the fire that night, but when they did a search of the area the next day, no remains were found. Like, absolutely no evidence of the kids being in the house was found. So then fast forward a year, and the dad sees a photo in a magazine of a little girl in New York who looks identical to his daughter Betty. But then the authorities in town are like, "You're crazy, there's no way all the kids died in the fire that night." And then a little while after that, the authorities actually get in trouble for planting evidence in the rubble saying that the kids died in the fire. And then fast forward another 20 years, and the parents actually get a letter in the mail with this photo claiming to be their son Lewis, but are never able to find any more information about who this is. There's so many more twists and turns to this story, and I actually do a full breakdown in my most recent podcast episode. But if you know the case, what do you think? Did the kids really die in the fire that night?
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like a lot of these TikToks are just turning into commercials for their long form, which I get. Long form probably pays better than TikTok. Just saying. Wait, you're telling me those cops planted evidence? That blew my mind a little bit. I didn't realize a cop would do such a thing. I thought they were all pure of heart and soul and lived by the utmost of high standards.
Alrighty, you guys asked for it, so here it is. Let's talk about coffin windows, otherwise known as witch windows. These windows are a common feature in many farmhouses around the United States, but are mainly popular around the East Coast and specifically the state of Vermont. And they have earned a spooky story over generations of history. The generations worth of stories speculate that these windows are angled perfectly so that a witch on her broomstick is unable to fly through and snatch up children. Obviously, this is quite the tall tale, but it's believed that the actual purpose of these windows is still quite spooky. While some people grew up hearing that these windows were built specifically to allow evil spirits to exit the house, others have heard that these so-called coffin windows actually comes from the idea that undertakers would take this route when having to remove a body from the upstairs portion of the house in order to avoid carrying the body down a narrow staircase.
So they just dropped the body out the window? And what was the thinking behind? If you wanted to build windows so the witch couldn't come in, what about your other windows? So many questions. People used to be so dumb, man. We used to do some dumb stuff over usually religion, but over just beliefs and things that people just used to think were true, you know? So wild. It always makes me think, like, what are we doing right now that in 100 years we're gonna be like, wow, I can't believe people used to do that. You ever seen one of these witch windows? You know any weird stories about it? I've never even heard of this. Kind of cool though. I want a witch window. It just sounds tight. That's my witch window. So no witches can fly in. Why would it be called a witch window if you don't want witches to fly in? It's like saying you put a dog door in so that dogs won't get out. Like, that's the whole point of the dog door, so that a dog can get through it. Am I crazy? Don't make no damn sense.
Here's some of the scariest things that have been caught on camera. Part 7. This video captured on a surveillance camera shows a seemingly simple taxi stop. As the man walks towards the car, a translucent black mass follows him. This figure, which seems to depict a woman with long black hair, follows the man into the cab, but dissipates into the side rather than just getting in. Before this video was released, a massive tsunami hit Japan on March 11th, 2011. Many people say that this is just bad quality of a woman getting in as well, while others believe that this was one of the victims of that horrific day.
Well, if it was bad quality, wouldn't he have looked like that too? And the other people in the video? I don't know, that's pretty weird. But again, it's always security cam footage. It's always bad quality footage. Because if it was good quality footage, you'd probably be able to tell what it is.
These are the scariest curses to use on people in real life, part 3. Okay, to perform this curse, you have to go outside at midnight with a glass cup and make sure nobody is around you. Then say the person's name that you want to curse 10 times over and over again. Next, take the glass cup and throw it on the ground. When it shatters, count how many pieces it's in. And the number that you get is the amount of days it'll take for the person you curse to die. Now pick up every single piece of the glass, but be very careful, because if you cut yourself with the glass, the curse will then be put on you.
Sounds like a gamble I'm not willing to take. What does Walmart Timothy Chalamet know about curses anyway? That's mean. I like his videos, and I get people sometimes saying they don't like his videos, but I like him. He seems like a nice kid.
Yo, what's up? Here's some facts that will probably ruin your childhood. Part 2.
Too late.
You guys remember
Nah,
Sleeping
I'm just
Beauty,
kidding.
right? Well, what if I told you that the original story went like this? It was a princess who was sexually assaulted while she was sleeping. The guy left, and the only reason she woke up is because she found out she was pregnant with twins, and the guy came back, and they fell in love without her even realizing that she was sexually assaulted in her sleep. You guys remember Pee Wee Herman, right? A pretty goofy character. Well, in 1991, the actor that played Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, was arrested for indecent exposure at an adult movie theater in public, meaning he probably pulled out his private parts and, well, yeah. You guys remember the Power Rangers, right? Well, how about in particular the Red Power Ranger, played by Ricardo Medina, who actually stabbed his roommate in real life with a sword and killed him. And finally, Peter Pan was written about the author's brother, who was 13 at the time when he died after falling and cracking his skull while ice skating.
And that's why I don't go ice skating. It's actually because I'm really bad at it. So yeah, I guess in a way it is kind of why I don't go ice skating. Other stuff's really messed up. Sleeping Beauty, yeah, a lot of those like kid stories were, the originals are really dark, and then they like fluffed them up a little bit. Pause. And they Disneyed them up a little bit. So it makes you wonder what happened with the Mary Magdalene story.
These are scary cartoon truths that would terrify you, part 12. Okay, so Talking Angela started as a mobile phone app for a lot of children. Angela is a white cat with blue eyes who has conversations with you and could answer any question you ask. But recently, Talking Angela turned into an app to spy on young children. It is said the app was taken over by a creepy man or a very creepy group. It's said that if you're over 18, nothing happens. But if you're younger than that, the cat will then start asking you very weird questions. Like, where do you live, what is your name, and what are your parents' names? The creepy man or group are able to take pictures of you through your own phone. Also, if you zoom in on Angela's eye, you can see a man watching you. And if that's not scary enough, a young boy named Eli went missing shortly after downloading the app, and he was never found.
Wait, what? Says, first of all, why do you keep saying Angela like that? Sometimes I feel like people do this stuff. They put weird little things or they'll do stuff wrong on purpose so that they get a bunch of comments saying, why do you say it like that? Why do you keep saying Angela like that? I don't know. Just my little theory. Thursday morning, Jasmine Moreno installed the popular app Talking Angela on her iPhone for her 7-year-old Eli Moreno to play with. She noticed the Talking Angela app was asking questions that seemed very odd. This is very poorly edited. Puzzlers. Talking Angela app asked questions that seemed very odd. The Talking Angela app asked, are your parents home? And even went as far as asking, what are you wearing right now? Jesus Christ. At the time, she didn't suspected that a child molester was on the other side of the app communicating with her young son, Eli. Friday morning, she let Eli play with her phone while she showered. By the time she was ready to drive Eli to school, he was missing. Jeez. She reported him missing 1 hour later, and a detective asked her if she had the Talking Angela app on her phone. She was stunned to find out that several kids in the same neighborhood have gone missing days after installing the app. Puzzlers talked to a local detective, and he told us, we have been tracking the Angela pedophile for days now like he's a shadow. We are assuming this news hasn't been made public to keep app users from panicking. The top comment says, damn bro, that's crazy. I heard it say, can you come outside? Shaking my head. Dang. Wonder if it's still in the app store. I'm not going to be checking that out. I feel like the cat looks familiar. I feel like I remember that back in the day, like the early days of the internet. It seems like, or the early days of, maybe not the internet, but of apps and stuff. So there's also a Talking Tom cat or Talking Tom. I think he was a cat. I don't remember. He was like talking a weird voice or something. And it was, God, apps in the early days were so dumb. I remember an app. It was literally, it's so funny to think about this now. The app was literally, you open the app And it was a Zippo lighter that you could open and flick. It's so dumb. I think the intention was so you could hold it up at concerts, but now people just use their flashlight on their phones. Yeah, wild stuff about that. I did a quick little Google search, and there's a Talking Angela video game. It's got 3.9 stars out of 14 million votes on the Google Play Store. Apparently it's still there. Game is aimed at children with a rating of E for everyone by the Entertainment Software Rating Board. Who is in Angela's eyes? Is Talking Tom and Talking Angela dating? Oh, yeah, she's Tom's girlfriend. That's crazy. Oh, she's one of the Talking Tom friends. How weird. How are more people not talking about this part of it, though? Yeah, where did that? Hold on. Go to the Talking Tom and Friends Wikipedia. Controversies. Pedophile hoax. Oh. February 2014, Talking Angela was the subject of an internet hoax claiming that it encourages children to disclose personal information about themselves, which is allegedly then used by pedophiles to identify the location of these children. Apparently Snopes has debunked this. Yeah, so I guess I'm not sure how true this is. Yeah, I don't think this is, I don't think it's true. This is a 2014 article. It's literally this screenshot too. That's crazy. It is utter balderdash, this writer says. Just for reference, that Hustler's website apparently had also recently, when they posted that back in 2014, they had also apparently recently posted an article about how McDonald's isn't just serving human meat. They're serving child human meat. So, you know, probably not true. It wasn't even supposed to be a conspiracy episode, and that's what it's turning into. Creepiest things you are better off without knowing. In the 1982 Poltergeist movie, real human skeletons were used on set because they were cheaper. Ducklings are known to be cannibals towards other ducklings. There you go, Gem Crew. That is another episode of Creepy TikToks just for you. Did it? We done it? We're doing it some more. You know the drill. Before you get out of here, drop a like, give me a comment, share it with your friends. They might like me. Thank you for being a member of the channel. I appreciate all of your continued support. You guys are truly the best. Obviously, I couldn't do this without you. So, thank you guys. Enough of the heartfelt crap. Nah, just kidding. I'll give you guys that all you want. Because of you, I was able to upgrade my microphone, so now I got a nice mic to give y'all some nice, good audio. So I hope that's nice. Let me know in the comments. Do you like me to keep the members-only videos to creepy TikToks, or should I switch it up, do something else? Do you want an extra conspiracies video sometimes? I could, you know, I don't know. I'll do whatever. I work for y'all. Nah, but kinda. But yeah, let me know. I'd love to hear your input. And I don't know, I'm just rambling. And until next time, stay creepy.